Hello guys, welcome to a new video. In this video I will share with you what happened in the first 6 chapters of the comics that happened between Tomb Raider 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider. This will be great for those who want to know what happened to certain characters that kinda disappeared in the next games. The comics begin with Lara having nightmares about those who died on Yamatai. She hears Sam scream and finds her laying on the floor. Lara notices that Sam has a handprint on her arm and asks her if she's been having nightmares. Sam very aggressively denies it. Meanwhile, Jonas calls Lara to come to him immediately. When Lara finds him, he behaves strangely, points his gun at her, talks about the 4 guardians, the 4 calamities, and other stuff that we will understand better later. As Jonah tries to commit suicide, they are hit by a giant wave. Lara manages to escape the trailer, but Jonas does not, and so it's thought that he died. Lara continues to think that Jonah is dead, but then decides to not give up and tries to save him, because she doesn't want anyone else from the Endurance to die. The treacherous guide that took her there saves them from the water just because he wants to know where the gold Jonas mentioned is. But ends up being killed by Lara and she feels bad about it, but she convinced herself that he was really going to kill them since he wanted them to jump from the cliff. After leaving that place, Lara goes to Trinity College in Dublin, and yes, the college is named Trinity, which is the name of the organization that we'll see in the next 2 games and in the comics, if I'm not wrong. So Lara goes to her father's friend to talk about the artifacts that she has. This man keeps the Makara artifact that represents a creature that is a mix between a woman, an elephant, and a crocodile. Right after that, a man from an organization that worships the Solari decides to transform his daughters into kind of a Makara. Well, the transformation is just like makeup and prosthetics. He just tricked his daughters to think that they are really Makara. And the weirdest part was them undressing in front of a group of men, but okay. Then Lara receives a call from Reyes, who asks her to meet with her as soon as possible because they are in danger. In the encounter, Reyes says that she also has an artifact and that they all took an artifact when they were taken as prisoners in Yamatai. She also said that Lara had an artifact and that she was even the one who suggests taking them as if it were a reward for what they went through. The organization appears at the location where they are and they have Rey's daughter as a hostage. In return, they wanted to know where are all the artifacts, and Lara doesn't remember the artifact that she has. Then Lara's father friend who stayed with the Makara artifact is killed by them. This comic starts with a throwback. It shows that Reyes met Roth at a bar by stopping him from causing trouble when he was denied more drinks as he was already drunk enough. Reyes also reveals that she had been a police officer before but quit. The purpose of this memory was only to make Lara say that sometimes she was just jealous how close Reyes and Roth were. To save Rey's daughter's life, Lara lies and says that the artifact is in her father's house. But the enemy doesn't believe it and decides to kill everyone. Fortunately, another man appears and saves them from that situation and they run away. While fleeing, Lara has time to have another throwback which shows us how scared she and Sam were of Reyes. In a conversation, Reyes confirms that she was only in the Endurance for the money and because of Roth, and that she didn't believe in Lara's ideas. Because of this flashback, Lara remembered that Sam still didn't know anything, So she tried to call her, but she didn't answer. When Sam gets home, she finds the Makara and she's kidnapped. Still on the run from the organization that worships the Solari, Reyes decides to separate from Lara because she says that everything goes wrong around Lara and people also die. Then Lara attacks one of the enemies with a guitar and takes his weapon. Rey's daughter tells her mother that she was mean to Lara. Lara then finds an enemy and discovers that they have Sam. She manages to defeat the guy, but then she finds another one and Rey saves her. Then Lara says that they have to go back to Yamatai. In this chapter, Lara returns to the apartment she shared with Sam, where she finds the artifact that she didn't remember having. Lara, Reyes, who was convinced by her daughter to help Lara, and Jonah, who is now better, he was in the hospital, they all took a boat to go to Yamatai again. While on the boat, Lara dreams of Sam telling her not to save her, and in the end she transforms into Himiko. Upon waking up, Lara discovers that the boat is on fire, and with an explosion she's thrown to the water. She wakes up on an inflatable boat that takes her to Yamatai. She's lucky. At the beginning of this comic, Lara remembers how she met Sam. She was sitting on the floor studying when Sam came up and asked if she could take a picture. Lara was shy and reserved and didn't want to. So Sam said that she wouldn't take a picture if she offered the cookies she had. And from then on, they became best friends. Sam was the extrovert that adopted the introvert. To be honest, I think the way they met could be a bit more interesting, but okay. Returning to the present, Lara doesn't find anyone on the island. She screams that she has the artifacts they wanted, but nobody shows up. Now, returning to Sam, she's talking to the head of the organization, who reveals that who they want to revive is Mathias and not Himiko. For that, they need Lara's blood because she was the person who killed Mathias. So, later we will discover that actually there's more people that they could have used, but yeah, you will understand in just a minute. So, moving on, some rocks fall on Lara, making her fall in the water. There she saw the ghost of Alex that says to her to give his watch to his sister. And this part, if I'm not wrong, will lead to a new adventure that we will see later. Lara was drowning, and the mysterious man that saved her before saved her again. His name is Danny. He says he used to work for her father. Why everything needs to involve her father? Couldn't he have another reason that didn't need to be related to her father? Enemies appear. The Makara get Danny and use him to make Lara do what they want. Lara didn't know him, but he saved her life 2 times, so she felt like she was also in debt to him, so she needed to save him. Reyes and Jonah reach the island and discover where Lara is by threatening a mercenary. Lara and Danny are now prisoners, and later they reunite with Sam. The bad guy reveals that the 4 guardians are his daughters, himself and Lara, but we don't get an explanation about this, like how the guardians are chosen. You know, there was no guardians before Lara killed Mathias? I don't get it. Did I miss something? And then Jonah and Rey save them and Sam kills the bad guy, which was a bad idea because the blood of one of the guardians was now spilled for the ritual. So in this part we realize that they didn't really need Lara. He could have sacrificed himself or his daughters. Their blood would also work. So I guess you didn't need the blood of someone that killed Mathias. I really don't understand how these things work. Then Mathias comes back to life thanks to the ritual, and he kind of possessed the body of the bad guy and kills his daughters just because he can. He now has superpowers. I don't know where he got them. I would love to know. Then Mathias goes after Lara, he wants revenge, and Lara throws a grenade at him, and a big explosion happens because of the gas that was in the air, and he dies there. It was super fast and easy. So after that, then he tries to kill Lara to make sure that nobody tries to use her blood to bring Mathias back. And he also admits that he used to be a member of the Solari. This is when things start to be confusing. Then he says to Lara that he left her father to join this organization that worshipped Mathias. This makes no sense to me because Mathias did all those things because he wanted to get out of the island. How did this organization knew that Mathias was there if nobody is able to leave the island? And why didn't they help him if they like him so much? And I really don't understand why do you have a group that worships a goddess. Oh my god. Moving on. Then he also reveals that they never had took the treasures. It was him who made them think they did it. Then he did that to use them as a bait. And you probably are wondering how he did that. And well, since he was from the organization that worships Solari, he also learned how to use hypnotizing, I hope I'm saying it right, hypnotizing powers. Then Lara reveals that she knew he was the guy that attacked the boat where it started the fire because she apparently attacked him in the boat and he had a wound in the same place. And yeah, then Lara decided to attack him. After she kicks his ass, he decided to use his controlling powers to make Lara fall from the cliff. And while doing so, she throws a grenade to him because his order of falling from the cliff only included her legs. He didn't say what she should do with her arms, like, oh, okay, that's how it works. And she doesn't die from the fall because she uses her famous axe to survive, and later she finds her friends and says she will stop living in the past, which we know it's a lie because she doesn't shut up about her father in the next two games. And in the end of each of those games, she says that now I will do things for me and I will not care about the past. And yeah, we keep on that. So I will stop here because the next chapter is a new adventure and I didn't want to mix stuff. I thought the story was okay, but there were some plot holes or things that didn't make much sense. I'm also not a big fan of the fact that they never let go of the past and make like a new and fresh adventure. That would be cool. Some of you are probably like, oh gosh, he only says bad things, but now it's time to say at least one good thing, and that is how Lara here is able to show more personality than in the games. I actually enjoyed that, and I remember that it was the thing that I liked the most about these comics because I've read them in the past. I'm reading again to prepare for a book that I bought that happens after Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and because there's also comics between Rise and Shadow that I still haven't read, and I thought maybe I should read everything again. It may not be necessary, but I decided to do it. And yeah, about that thing of the personality, I believe I saw somewhere that they had more freedom to give her more personality in the comics. I'm sorry if I upset someone that did enjoy the story. Like I said, it's not bad, but it's also not great. And yeah, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like. It helps this video reach more people. YouTube sees that people like these videos. He's like, let me show this to more people. That's how it works. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Until next time, bye bye!